All right. This video is to solve a lot of questions in my mind. And to thank you, Blue Sky, for pointing out the scriptures of transfiguration, of when Jesus showed himself in light, pretty much, um, to his followers. And I'll read the passage, Matthew chapter 17, verses 1 through 8. And after 6 days, Jesus taketh Peter, James, and John, his brother, and bringeth them up into an high mountain apart, and was transfigured before them, and his face did shine as the sun, and his raiment was white as the light. And behold, there appeared unto them Moses and Elias talking with him. Then answered Peter and said unto Jesus, Lord, it is good for us to be here. If thou wilt, let us make here 3 tabernacles, one for thee, and one for Moses, and one for Elias. While he yet spake, behold, a bright cloud overshadowed them, and behold, a voice out of the cloud, which said, This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased, hear ye him. And when the disciples heard it, they fell on their face, and were sore afraid. And Jesus came and touched them, and said, Arise, and be not afraid. And when they had lifted up their eyes, they saw no man save Jesus only. And that kind of, I think God brought that to my attention to clear some things up with me. He knows I've been confused. I have. About Jesus, the light and energy world, and Jesus, how the Christians see Jesus, how they see light and energy as evil. You know, it's so conflicting in my brain. It is. It's so conflicting. I'm like, I need to make sense of this. I do. No joke. So I think that was God, through you, Blue Sky, trying to clear it up with me. Because anytime in the Bible, when it talks about the light above a hill, God separate the light from the dark, that type of thing. And then Jesus showing himself as light. That makes sense to me. It does. That makes sense to me. Everything else, I don't know. A lot of other stuff in the Bible doesn't make sense to me. But that kind of stuff makes sense to me. And I noticed this. And this is why I've been conflicted. And I knew this would happen. The average Joe Christian, they view Jesus differently than people like me see Jesus, like way different. The people of light and energy, basically. The people of light and energy, we see Jesus differently. We do. And that explains a lot. Because when Jesus comes in all his glory, what do you think he's going to look like? Light and energy. Probably. That's how I see it. Glory. You know what I mean? But here's the thing. The Christians say the light and energy world is all evil. Maybe some of it is. Some of it. A lot of it doesn't make sense to me. I admit that. A lot of that world, the metaphysical world, does not make sense to me. But when it comes to light and energy, especially light, that makes sense to me. It does. And it's because I can't deny it. People can sense I put out energy. They're like, yeah, you put out great energy. You know what I mean? So I think the people that don't understand light and energy don't actually emit light or energy themselves. They don't. That's why they're like, oh, it's evil. They don't generate light or energy themselves. And God knows it probably. That's why I think it's evil. They don't understand light and energy. I don't know. Some of the stuff in the metaphysical world does not make sense to me. I come clean about that. So some of it may be from the devil. It may be. But as far as the light stuff, that may not be. because in the Bible it talks about light. Jesus showing himself as light. No joke. So God knows I've been conflicted in these two worlds. The light and energy world and Jesus himself in Christianity. I've been conflicted. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get it right. I'm trying to get the truth of it all. I am. Because I cannot deny what I am, you know. I think I was light and energy when I was born. I was. And God knows it. I got darkened by all the narcissists. And in this world, I got darkened. But God's trying to bring me back. He is. Slowly. To be emitting light. Like Jesus in that Matthew book. Like that. Emit light. Maybe not to that extreme. But I don't know. Like when the Christian said, your countenance looks better. Looks better. That kind of thing. God wants to bring that kind of light. My countenance becoming better. That to me is improving your light. When a Christian tells me that to my face, that's improving my light. No doubt. And I think that's what God is still, that's his goal. Seems like no matter what my goals are, God wants me to become more bright. He does. And only he knows how to do that. No joke. But yeah, God knows I've been conflicted. It's a cruel thing for a child like me growing up that is light and energy naturally. Just naturally. In a world that doesn't believe in that at all. That's what I thought about today. It's so messed up for the light and energy people that were born light. They're born light. You know? It sucks. In a world like this, where do we belong? You know what I mean? I still don't feel like I belong anywhere. It's horrible. It's horrible. People like me, you know, we get so discouraged by this world that we end up just checking off the planet, getting locked up. That's how discouraged we get. And I understand that better than anybody. Because even with my effort in life to not get discouraged, even then I still get discouraged. I can't imagine someone else that's a light and energy person not get discouraged. It's a hard world for us. It's a dark world. It's a dark, dark world. You know, it's a lot of energy suckers out there. It's a dark, dark world. Jesus knows it as well. I know he does. I know he does. That's why I'm here probably, to help brighten the world up for Kakarot. Probably, I don't know. To be honest, I don't know what God's angle is in keeping me alive. I don't. I see no benefit for me to be here. Even still, I don't see a benefit for me to be here. Even still. But God does. God still sees a benefit for me to be here. I see no benefit. Not even for me. Not for me, not for society, not for anybody. Maybe a few of you. I feel like I help some of you, though. So maybe it's a benefit to some of you. I don't know. Yeah. Some of you that are light in energy and some of you that just believe in Jesus, I'm helping the both of you. Some of you that are just Christians, helping you too. You know, I'm helping all different types of groups at once. You know what I mean? I'm trying to find the truth of all things, you know. I am. God knows. And I've been conflicted. I'm like, the light and energy stuff makes sense to me. You know, light and energy. I admit it naturally. Although, like I said, a lot of stuff in the metaphysical world, I admit, don't resonate with me. It does not resonate with me. It could be sick from the devil. It could be. I admit that. Some of that in the metaphysical world could be from the devil. It could be. It could be. I admit that. So, that's why it's tricky. That's why it's tricky for the true light and energy people, the true blue. You know, we want to be good. We want to be right, do it right. You know what I mean? The way Jesus did it. That's the way we want to be. That's the way we want to do it. The way Jesus does it. No joke. And that's why I'm trying to figure this out. And I don't think this is where I'm at on my journey. And I know you pointed this out to me a million times, Blue Sky, but I was not ready for it at that time. So I didn't take it seriously till now. Now I took it seriously. Now is the right time to read the Transfiguration stuff. Full force, read it, comprehend it, Now is the time. Because God knows I'm so conflicted. I'm a light and energy being, trying to be a Christian. You know what I mean? I believe in Jesus like the Christians do. But I don't see Jesus like the Christians do. I don't. And people know that. I see him as a light and energy emitting being. I do. But I know he's more than that. I know he's more than just light and energy. That's it. He's more than that. I know that much. And I'm more than that as well. Don't you forget. I ain't some lamp plugged into the wall light. I'm not just that, But yeah, guys like me, we get discouraged. The people of light and energy, my best friend knew it as well. He knew I was a being of light and energy before I did. He probably knew that's why I struggled so much in this life, no matter what I did. It's because he knew I was a being of light and energy versus most of society is not. And that's what he was trying to tell me before he died. That I'm a being of light and energy with endless possibilities. No joke. He was trying to tell me that before he died. But that's how hard life is for us people of light and energy. We end up getting so discouraged by this world and the darkness. We just call it, we call it quits on ourselves. We do. We do. We get so discouraged because no one's like us. Most of society is not like us, the light and energy people. Most of society. They're either the energy sucker narcissists or they're the normies that are void. They don't emit anything, really. Not much of anything. But, I don't know. So, yeah. Thank you, Blue Sky, for clearing this up. I swear, I've said this before. I think we think the same, but you know it, and you're better than I do. You know the type of design that I am, or like you are, something like that. You're probably like, he's just like me, and you're like trying to yell at me, how things really are, the truth of everything. You're like yelling at me, because you know that I'm like you, probably. The way you are is the way I am. No joke. Same design, kind of, no joke. But I see where I see where you see things. I see where you see things. You know what I mean? No joke. I do. I definitely do. It's crazy. The Christians believe in Jesus, so do I, but we view Jesus differently. It's weird. No matter how hard they try to make me view Jesus like they do, I don't. No matter how hard they try, I don't. And I don't think I'm wrong based on that scripture, Jesus showing himself as light. No joke. I'll get to the bottom of all this. I'll get to the bottom of all this. You mark my words. As long as I'm breathing, as long as I'm still alive, I'm going to get to the bottom of all this. The truth. The real truth. You can't handle the truth. Like that movie said. You can't handle the truth. Maybe I can't. Maybe I can't handle the truth. But I want to know the truth anyways. As long as I'm still alive on the planet, I want to know the truth of this. I want to know the truth. Is Jesus like me in the fact that he emits light and energy? This scripture says he is. But I think he's more than just what I am. I admit that he is. He's a lot more than what I am. But I resonate with that light and energy part of him. I do. I do. For sure. Like when he comes in the second coming, he'll be light and energy. He will. No joke. People will be like, whoa, that's a lot of light and energy. brighter than the damn sun. That kind of light and energy Jesus will emit if he wants to. No joke. If he shows all his glory, we're going to be like, it's too much light. Too bright. Too bright. Way too bright. But I always assumed that Jesus could make it so I could survive around him. Take away all that glory. I know he could. He can do anything. He's just too proud to face me. It's all right. What sucks is like I'm facing all these things that I know I have to work on, that I thought I never would have to work on in my life. You know what I mean? Because God is serious. He wants to make a man out of me. He does. A real man of light and energy among the Christians. No joke. As if they were looking at a mini Jesus in front of them, miniaturized, shining bright. But I'm the battle axe of Jesus, shining bright. A shiny bright battle axe for Jesus. No joke. I don't know what God's angle in all this is. I don't. I should have been dead like way long time ago. I should have been dead a way long time ago. I don't know what God's angle is in all this. I'm like, this is pointless. This road has been so tiring for me. It's not even funny. This road is so hard. I'm like, there's been no benefit of me staying alive at all, really. At all. I'm like, why am I not? Never mind. Why am I still here? I'm seriously still asking that. Why am I still here, God? Why am I still on the planet? What am I doing here? Like I'm nothing like the Christians. I'm nothing like them. Why am I among the Christians? Why did you do that to me? Why am I among the Christians right now? To sharpen me? Maybe it has helped sharpen me. I don't know. Maybe it's helped me. I don't know. I don't see what God's doing. I don't. Church is hell to me. Church is hell to me. It's been hell to me my whole life. Church has been. I'm like, I don't know what God's angle is in all this. This church thing. I never resonated with church. Ever. But Jesus shining bright, that makes sense to me. Take away the church stuff. Jesus shining bright. That makes sense to me. It does. When Jesus comes and he's shining bright, I want him to say to my face, you got it right, my friend. No joke. That's what I want. Everybody else got it wrong about me, but you got it right, my friend. That's what Jesus wants to say. I want him to say to my face, you got it right. Everybody else got it wrong when it came to me, but you got it right. Because you kept asking questions. You kept testing me. You kept being curious. You kept wanting to know the truth. Exactly, I do. I'm keep pursuing the truth until I get to the bottom of this. What is the real truth about you, Jesus? What's the real truth? You know, the light and energy stuff makes sense to me. Why is that, Jesus? People say it's evil. Why does it make sense to me? The light and energy stuff. Why would you do that to me? He's like, don't you worry. I'll show you in the Bible where I become light and energy in front of my apostles. And he did. Yes, he did. And that makes sense. It's starting to click. I knew it. I knew he was similar to my design. I knew it. Similar design to my design. I'm like, no one on the planet, but you're my creator. I have to be similar to your design. I have to be. I've been light and energy most of my life. I have to be similar to your design, Jesus. I have to be. You know, why would you do that to me? If I was, people pointing at me like I'm some freak. You know, just because I'm light and energy like you made me. Everybody thinks I'm a freak because of you, Jesus. Everyone thinks I'm a freak because of you. Thanks a lot, Jesus. Making me light and energy automatically from day one. Thanks a lot, Jesus. Everyone called me a freak my whole life. Thanks. Thanks. Thanks, pal. can't fit into any group on this earth. Thanks, Jesus. I can't fit in with the Mormons. Couldn't fit in with them. Can't fit in with the Christians either. Can't fit. Although I fit in with the Christians more than the Mormons, I admit. But anyways, I kind of fit in with the light and energy people. Kind of. But at the end of the day, only Jesus, or my creator, who is Jesus, understands me. Only he does. He's probably the only person I could sit next to and feel like someone gets me. That's a big statement. The only person I could sit next to and he would understand me. And I can't say that about anybody on this earth. No joke. Unless you're kind of like me, like you, Blue Sky, you probably understand me. I'm like, she thinks like me. She does. She thinks like me. She knows it. She knows. You know what you're talking about. For sure. Like I said, none of the subscribers I have is by accident. None of you are by accident. None of you. Even so. Whether you're just a full-blown Christian, that's it. That's no accident. Whether you're a light and energy person, that's it. That's no accident. Or if you're combined, a light and energy person that believes in Jesus as well. That's no accident. No joke. Or if you're the INFJ type, that's no accident. Like I said, nobody here is by accident. Especially the main group, the main unit. It's weird. Everybody in the main unit is different. You know what I mean? But beneficial to me in their own way. In their own way. Their own view about God. It's beneficial to me. It is. It is. And God knows it. It's beneficial to me. Their own view, their own take. Because I admit, I don't know everything. I don't know everything. I'm still trying to investigate the truth. Even still, I'm trying to investigate the truth. If you can't handle the truth, go somewhere else. I'm trying to get to the bottom of this truth. I am. And right now is the combination of the light and energy and Jesus, both, and not be considered evil. That's what I'm getting at. Right there. The light and energy arena and Jesus combined and not be considered evil. That's where I'm getting at. That's exactly where I'm, the bottom of this. That's exactly where I'm getting at. And I think you're right on the money, Blue Sky. You're right on the money. Yep, I think so. Nothing I see is by accident. Nothing. During this road I'm on. Especially these days. Nothing's by accident. These scriptures brought to my attention is no accident because God knows I'm confused about this. Being in the Christian world and the light and energy world, they clash. They do. The light and energy people think the Christians are like slaves. They're just controlled. And then the Christians think the light and energy people are in the evil world completely. You know what I mean? There's two sides. But I'm like, there has to be a good side to both sides. See what I mean? There has to be a good to both sides. Because I think there's bad in either arena. There's evil in the Christian arena. I like some of my friends that exited the Christian arena have said to me, I believe that there's evil in the Christian arena. There is. I have no doubt. Maybe that's why God still wants me around and involved. The battle axe to investigate the truth. If I'm the only man on the planet that knows the most truth, so be it. That's what I want. God knows it. I want to know what Jesus knows. Eventually. Eventually, I want to know the truth, what Jesus knows. That's it. Clear out the muddy water from what men have made it. I want to get to the bottom of this. You know what I mean? I want to know the real truth, and God knows it. I'm a battle axe on a mission still. As long as I'm breathing and not dead and not homeless and not locked up, I'm still going to investigate the truth. I am. As long as I'm alive, I'm still going to try to figure out what the real truth is about this. About Jesus, the light and energy. What is the real truth, Jesus? Tell me. And I think this was brought to my attention by no accident. No accident. And I was finally ready to read it and comprehend it. Jesus is a being of light and energy underneath the physical. Yep. It makes sense. It would make him stronger for the suffering. Because I feel like if I wasn't a being of light and energy, I want to be able to suffer as much as I can and survive. So, if Jesus was a similar design, but more elite design than me, get what I mean? A stronger design of light and energy, he would be able to take on more suffering of the world. That's how I see it. Yeah. Get to the bottom of this. I'm going to get to the bottom of all this. You know what I mean? Because that's the crossroads I'm at right now. It is. And I think I'm getting some clarity. That's what I'll say. I'm getting some clarity. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. Jesus showing himself as light. That makes sense. So bright as the white. Shine as the sun. That's pretty bright. Jesus shined like the sun. That's pretty light. No joke, that's pretty light. That's lighter than the battle axe. Way lighter. So, I'm like, if Jesus was alive walking around, he'd fit in with the light and energy people just fine. He would. I know he would. He'd fit in with us just fine. Like talking and laughing with each other. He'd fit in with us just fine. I know it. He would fit in with it. He wouldn't see us as evil at all. That's what I say. He wouldn't. That's what I say. And I'm sticking to it. I'm sticking to it. Because God knows that question. Like, am I evil? Just me naturally. Does that make me evil? I don't know. Just me being born as being of light and energy. Does that make me evil? I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out. God's trying to clear it up. That I'm not evil just because this is how I am naturally. I'm not. Because I don't like being considered evil. I'm trying to get away from that kind of thing. The evil stuff. I'm trying to clean up my act, you know. I don't want to be part of Team Evil anymore. God knows it. God knows I'm trying to do this right. I am. But anyways, that's all I wanted to say, really. Yeah, that's all I want to say. For sure. But that does clear up some things. Thanks for pointing that out to me, Blue Sky. Again, I know you pointed that out to me a million times. I have ADHD. It's hard for me to keep track of stuff, you know what I mean? So many things going on that distract me, you know. That's another thing. I hate how my brain works. I hate how my brain works. Even trying to fix how my brain works, I still hate how my brain works. I'm like, God, why? That's why I'm mad at God. I'm like, why did you make me like this? Why did you make me like this, God? Why did you make me like this? Make me a being of light and energy. that doesn't fit in anywhere in this world, struggles to live in this world. Why did you do this to me, God? Why did you do this? Why'd you do this to me, God? My life has sucked because of this. It has sucked royally. No, Jeff, that's what I was saying to God. I'm like, this sucks. The way I am naturally in this world, trying to live in this world, trying to make a life in this world. I'm like, it ain't happening, God. Just get me out of here, you know. But anyways, that's all I want to say for this video. That helps, you know what I mean? I'm tired of seeing myself as evil, a bad guy just because of light and energy stuff. You know, I'm tired of it, you know. Jesus, he gets it. I'm like, you made me like this, Jesus. Well, you made me like this. And people call me all these names. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, pal. But he points out that he's similar to me. He's pointed it out just now. Jesus is similar to me in some respects. He is. The light and energy thing. He's similar. But I don't think Jesus agrees with everything in the metaphysical arena. I'll make that right. I'll make that clear right now. I don't think he does. I make that clear right now. Because a lot of that stuff doesn't make sense to me either. I totally agree with that. So what's the real truth? Jesus now. There's something in the middle. The good part of the light and energy world. The good part that God sees as good. The good part of light and energy. Not the evil stuff. Like probably the tarot stuff. That ain't light and energy to me. Fuck that shit. So the good part of light and energy. And then the good part of Christianity combined. I think I hit the nail on the head. I think I did. The correct things about the Christian side of things and the light and energy, the correct side of the light and energy world combined. Maybe I'm right about that, maybe. Still trying to get to the bottom of it, the real truth. But that makes sense to me. The good part of the light and energy, because God separated the dark from the light. God saw the light as good. God believes in the light stuff, at least. At least. Even if he doesn't talk about energy, he believes in the light stuff. God does. That much is clear. That much is clear. The light stuff he believes in. And he sees the light as good. Not part of the devil. Not evil. God sees the light as good. And that's what I'm trying to get to the bottom of. Because in the metaphysical arena, they do see light. You know what I mean? Is it the correct light that God sees as good? Maybe. I don't know. But there is a good light that God sees light as good. There is. Yep, there is. For sure. Otherwise, he wouldn't have said the light is good. So God believes in light. And Jesus showed himself as light. Makes sense. God sees light as good. Jesus is good. So Jesus' light is good. Get what I mean? See the connection? The light of Jesus is good. See what I mean? The good light that God sees as good. Jesus emits that good light. Get what I mean? I think I'm getting there. I think I'm getting there with this. I think I'm getting there with the truth. I'm getting there. One day at a time, I'm getting there. Eventually, when I'm like face to face with Jesus, I'm like, did I get it right? Did I get the truth right about everything? Did I get it right? Finally. He's like, yeah, you were pretty close. You were pretty close to getting it right. You were pretty close. I'm like, thank you. Thank you. I was close at least. Everybody else was way up. At least I got close. That's all I care about. I want to get the closest to what the real truth is by the time Jesus is face to face with me. I'm like, did I get it right? He's like, yeah, you were close. That's all I want to hear from Jesus. I got close to the real truth. He's like, you were the closest because you tried the hardest to figure out the real truth. You were the closest. That's what I want him to say. Yep. The battle axe has to know the real truth. He does. Because a part of my title of the battle axe is the battle axe of truth. It is. So I have to figure out what the real truth is if I'm going to claim that title, the battle axe of truth. Not just the battle axe of vengeance, which I think he will also use me for. I think he'll use me for both. The battle axe of his truth and the battle axe of his vengeance. Eventually. And that may be combined. The truth, the hardcore truth may be a part of the vengeance. No joke. I don't know. Only God knows. Only he has seen the future. But something that was talked about at the Christian church, and probably no accident. God knows my life has been terrible. I'll just come clean. My whole life has sucked. For the most part, it's sucked. It's been pain, suffering, car accidents, child abuse against me. My whole life has sucked. So God knows I'm staying alive for this one thing that Job got. And that was brought up today. The second half of Job's life. It was fantastic. It was fantastic. It was awesome. That is why I'm still going. That fantastic part of his life, that's why I'm still alive. I want that too. My life has sucked. Everybody knows it. My life has sucked. I'll just say it point blank. Not once have I ever said my life is great and meant it. That's how bad my life has been. No matter how hard I've tried to make my life great, I've never said that phrase and meant it. Like, life is good. Never meant it. Every time I've said that. So I'm looking for what Job found. That's exactly what I'm looking for. The blessings that Job got from God for all his hell on earth. I'm looking for the good part of his life. That's the part I'm looking for. I am. But so far it's just been kind of lame. I'm like, there's nothing here still, God. Nothing really. I'm staying alive for no reason still, it seems like. I feel like Job got blessed more than me by now. I think he got blessed more than me still. Everyone can see I'm just a lone wolf, but nothing. I'm like still questioning why am I here? I'm like, what am I doing here? I'm like, I didn't get blessed like I thought. What am I doing here again, God? What am I doing here? I thought I'd get blessed like Job, but I haven't. What am I doing here again? What am I doing? Twiddling my thumbs? But no joke, as I was sitting in the Christian church, I was like, what am I doing? I'm like, am I just wasting my time by staying alive and going forward? I don't know. Am I going to be made a fool again? I don't know. A lot is riding on the honor of God. A lot is. The fact that he cannot lie. And the fact that he's claiming he's more honorable than me. Claiming he's more noble than me. We'll see. We'll see about that being more noble than me and more honorable than me. We'll see. We'll see. That's where I'm at. We'll see. We'll see. At the end of the day, we'll see. I can't say convincingly that at this moment, Jesus is more honorable than me. He may know honor more than me, but he hasn't really convinced me that he is more honorable than me. But he has shown me that he does know honor. He has shown me that. He understands honor to the point where he understands me about honor. He does. But having said that, I don't know if he's more honorable than me overall, or more noble. The noble part of Jesus is still in question with me. That's what I was telling the Christians. I'm like, I still don't really trust Jesus fully. I said that right to their faces. I still don't trust. I'm like, he's proven a lot. He has. But I still don't trust him fully. They're like, sometimes he does baby steps, And maybe that's what Jesus is doing with me. Just little by little, baby step, baby step, baby step. Because he knows if he doesn't do baby steps with me, I'll just run away and hide. I'll run away and hide. He knows it. But there's nowhere for me to hide anyways. Even though I think there's a place for me to hide, there isn't a place for me to hide. That's what sucks. I'm like, there's a place for me to hide somewhere. Nope. Somewhere to hide from what God wants me to do. So I don't have to do it. Somewhere to hide. That's what I think. If I find a good hiding spot, I don't have to do what God wants me to do. If I find a very good hiding spot where he can't find me, hide in the bushes or something. I don't know. But if there's one thing I've learned, I can't hide from God. If anybody can't hide from him, it's me. I can't hide from him. Lord knows I've tried. In many ways, hide from God. I can't. Even if I try to hide in my mind, I can't hide from God. Sometimes I still think I can't hide from him in my mind. I'm like, I can hide from other people in my mind. Why can't I hide from God in my mind? I don't know. But part of me's like, today, I'm like, I don't know why I'm doing this. I'm exhausted, I'm just tired. Being around people just exhausts me, but I feel like it's what God wants me to do, so I'm doing it anyways. Not isolating, basically. I'm weighing the benefit rather than just isolate and keep my energy up. I'm going and risking being around people for that benefit still. Risking having my energy sucked from me, basically. Because isolating forever is impossible to keep my energy up forever, Anyways, I don't know what the answer is for people like me. I don't know what the answer is. We don't fit into this world. It's like a bad curse on us, We don't fit in anywhere in this world, people like us. Nowhere. But I feel like if Jesus came, we'd fit in with him somehow. That's the weird part. We don't fit in this world at all. People like us, we don't. But if Jesus came, we'd fit in with him just fine. I have a feeling. I have this feeling that we would. We'd fit in just fine with him. Yep. He's like, I created you guys. You light and energy guys. I created you. Thanks, God. Thanks for the curse. You know what I mean? Never fitting in and being called all sorts of names for being different. Thanks, God. But he assures me that he's been persecuted more than me. He assures me. I'm like, oh, we'll see. We'll see by the end of this if you've been more persecuted than me. But anyways, I just want the second half of Job's life. I do. That's why I keep going, because God cannot lie. And so I keep going, because some of the promises are like, the promises of what Job would get, no joke. But they haven't come to pass yet. I'm like, dang it. How long is it going to take, God, till I'm blessed like Job? In the second part of his life, how long is it going to take? I don't know. But it's taking longer than I thought. It is. I'm like, to the point where I'm like, just get me off the planet, please. I don't care anymore about blessings of Job. I don't care anymore. Just as long as where I go after I die is a peaceful place. A peaceful place. That's it. That's it. Not a world like this one, but a peaceful place where we're peaceful all the time. All the time we're peaceful, for the most part. With no cars. You heard me right. No more cars. This new world I'm going to, where my spirit will go. No cars, please. I was not designed for this world. I wasn't. It's like a joke on me, even still a joke on me. Me being on this planet, it's been a joke on me. No joke. I'm like, this wasn't funny, God. This wasn't funny. Having me be born on this planet, this wasn't funny, God. This was not funny at all. At all, to me. Nope, not funny. But anyway, I think that's good enough for this video. But it does solve some things. Thank you, Blue Sky. It does clear some things up. Yeah, because God knows I've been confused. I've been in the Christian world and the light and energy world. You know, they have their different views on Jesus. Both worlds have their different view on Jesus. They do. So I've been conflicted. I have. I'm like, what's the real truth about Jesus? What's the real truth? Maybe a little bit of both worlds is true. I don't know. That's what I've come to terms with. Part of the Christian world is true. And part of the light and energy world is true. Partly true and true about Jesus. That's what I've concluded so far. Yes, it is. For sure. I think that's good enough for this video. I will talk to you later.